Hey everyone, today we take a look at Sifu. This game, it keeps on abusing me, but I cannot stop playing in it. Hey, come here, I'm gonna show you.
Sifu.
It is a game developed by a French company, SLOCLAP. Right from the beginning, you can see that this game is something freaking special. It looks gorgeous. This game feels like a big cinematic sequence which never stops, and then you get old and die. You can play as a boy or a girl, and I guess I'm the only one who picked a girl as a character.
Why are you gay?
Because I thought, how cool could it be if I can be this savage Chinese grandma that beats everyone's ass? Let's start talking about the visuals. Oh my god. Oh my... This game looks amazing, and it shows that you don't need to have ray tracing and millions of polygons for each rock for the game to look so good and so fresh. Sifu has its own charm, own aesthetic. The cartoony look to this game doesn't take anything away from it. It even adds more. You can truly see how much love they put into this game. You rarely can spot the enemies that look the same, especially in one room. Each level has its own color palette. You can see green and gray on the first level. A club, of course, purple and blue. Club transitions into these ancient ruins, and it's just crazy how many details they put into each level. And the soundtrack, oh my god. All the people are talking about the club music, yeah, which is cool, of course, but the first level. If you already played this game, you definitely remember the transition when you meet the first big guy.
Shame, I'll have to throw you back through it.
Honestly, I couldn't beat any of those games where you have to stay focused, determined, and learn how to parry and deflect like a crazy person for weeks. But in this game, because of how good it looks, because of what vibe does it give to me, I want to feel myself becoming a badass. Sifu accomplishes a remarkable achievement of creating the fun zone. You can feel that when you die, it was kinda your fault. Except of these two guys, I just hate that part. I cannot. I'm just... Sifu is kinda different from all the other games these days. That's why it stands out so much. The developers put some thought into these mechanics because they do actually work. You have two metrics, your age and the amount of deaths that you have. Each time you die, you will get more and more years added to your age. To reduce the amount of deaths that you have to defeat certain enemies. If you will finish the level, the age and the amount of deaths will stay forever. If you finished level 1 with the age of 40, you will probably not be able to finish this game. This is where replayability of this game comes into play. You can replay the level to earn more skill points, to improve your age, to find more secrets and use shortcuts. But there is one thing that this game doesn't do that well. It is explaining to the player stuff. When exactly you should parry or when you should avoid an attack. When should you use dodge and when should you evade the attack. What does it mean when the enemies have glowing hands? Of course you can say this is all for hardcore purposes, right? That this is a hard game, that's why we will not explain you anything. You cannot even find any explanation of it in the game. You have to go outside to the internet and see some spoilers. You have 5 levels. Each of them you can complete in around 10 minutes. But you will spend maybe around 10 hours to finish this game for the first time. Personally, I spent even more. I'm still struggling like a bitch. But you know what? When you get beaten in this game, you feel like Daredevil when he gets beaten and then he gets up and tries something. You kinda lose, but at the same time, you don't feel like you're losing because you're still having fun. But of course, a couple of times some bosses made me rage quit and throw my controller into the ceiling. If the John Wick or Daredevil game will ever exist, this is how it should look. Sifu just created a kinda new genre of a new age hallway streets of rage. The skill tree is an actual tree. The amount of skills that you have and how much time you should spend to open permanently all of them adds up to the time you can play a game. Some of these skills are also hard to master. The combat system is so well thought and so cool. The amount of attacks that you have, the amount of enemies attacks that you can block or cannot block, can parry or should avoid, it will take a lot of time to master it. This game is an embodiment of get good phrase. I mean, I haven't played in a game this fresh in a while. Even since I bought VR headset. Yeah, of course, it's amazing, it's such a cool feeling, but even out there, you will see some generic first-person shooters. But Sifu takes a lot of risks and it completely pays off. SLOCLAP took a different approach in terms of graphics, in terms of mechanics, in terms of how hard the game should be. And oh my god, it's so heartwarming to see how they got inspired from the movie Old Boy or the club level from John Wick. You can see it right away. By creating those levels in the game, they really make you feel this nostalgia. You really feel yourself at some point like John Wick or like Old Boy or like Daredevil. You know what, since Dark Souls, I guess this is the only hard game that made me want to play it more and more and more. They do have another update on the way, which will include a couple of different difficulty levels, the easier one and the harder one. How hard can I cannot. I even forgot that this is a review. At this point, it's just me fanboying for this game. So I mean, what's the point of the review? To decide if you need to buy it? Buy it. It is worth it. It is very cool. And it will consume you like it did consume me. Oh my god, I almost forgot the most important thing about this game. I need to tell you.